right, let's go to, let's just stay here. Let's go to AJ in Nashville. What's up, AJ?
Hey, thanks for taking my call.
You got it, brother. What's up?
I wrote my question down so I didn't, blabber on too much. So
I should do that.
Robotic, that's why.
I should do that. I should start writing my, yes. Okay, good job.
Answers down.
Yes. All right, what's up?
All right. So I have a question about getting married, and before I get married, how I can best prepare myself for the relationship with my girlfriend's younger sister. So it's a really long story.
I was going to say, this sounds Jerry Springer-y. No?
No, not quite that bad.
Okay, good. All right, so take me to it.
So, long story short, she has custody of her teenage sister.
Okay.
And I'm 25, and her younger sister is about to turn 16, so there's not a huge gap between us.
Okay.
So I'm just kind of.
How old is your fiancée?
She's about to turn 30.
Okay. And so are her parents just out of the picture?
Yeah,
okay.
Pretty much. Her dad's around, but he is not eligible for custody, I guess is the way to put that.
Wow. He's a mess, huh?
Yeah, it's a whole mess.
Okay. So tell me what your concerns are.
I guess just setting proper boundaries between like friendship and also being able to support my girlfriend in like decision making with how to help in her sister's life.
Sure.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. When are you actually getting married?
So that's a thing. I actually haven't proposed to her yet. So I got myself on a little timer here before this episode comes out. That's coming up. That's
all
next.
Right, listen, here's what would be great. The moment this episode drops, have her be here at the studio, and you can propose here, and then we'll just do the wedding here too.
Okay, all in one day.
And then you can be like, by the way, on the way home, we need to listen to this episode that just dropped today. That'd be fantastic. So
I'll have to look into my plans and see if that's better than what I already have going on.
Will she?
That might be better.
Dang, man. I don't know. That's like my prom date. When I asked her to prom, she's like, I don't know. Let me see if there's some other people that might be better than you. I'll circle back.
I don't know if you can tell from how early I'm asking this question. I'm a little bit of a planner in that way.
Yeah, you're a little bit over dramatic. So here's what I would tell you. Don't overthink this. And don't underthink this. No, let me say it this way. Don't overthink this and don't underplan this. Okay? Here's what I mean by that. And I hopefully I just made your little planner heart so happy. So happy. You and your when you get engaged, y'all sit down and establish the boundaries of your new home together. Okay? Here's who we are going to be as a couple. Sister goes to the side for just a moment. Here's who we are going to be. We're going to be people of hospitality. We're going to be people of character. We're going to borrow money. We're not going to borrow money. We are going to both work. All those questions, right? Set up your home. In fact, I recommend premarital counseling. I think it's wise just to get with somebody who's going to help you answer questions that you don't even know to be asking yet, okay? So we're going to set up the boundaries of our home, and then we're going to look at the inhabitants of our home. And this is a common mistake parents with just biological kids make. They factor who we're going to be based on the kids, and then the kids end up being the center of the home, okay? So the second one is you are not this young woman's dad, right?
Right.
And you can never become a pseudo-dad. And you might be the first stable mature male adult this young woman has ever met. And so you'll have a modeling responsibility. You'll have accountability responsibility. Right? But you're not dad. See the difference there?
Right, yes.
And I think with a 16-year-old, I would put that out right in the open. I will not your dad. I will never be your dad. But I'm 10 years ahead of you in this crazy life adventure, and I got some wisdom, and I will take care of you, and I will honor you, and I will be there as whenever you need, however you need. And here's the rules of this home. Here's who we are. Okay. And it's much easier to have a conversation beginning with here's who we are, not here's what we're not going to do. Okay. So here's a good example of that with a 16-year-old. You can sit down and say, hey, we're getting married. You haven't before, but you got a midnight curfew now. You can start there and you might as well just declare war, right? Or you can say, hey, in this home, a cornerstone of this family, this new family is we're going to honor our bodies. We're going to be good stewards of our bodies. And that means we're going to eat at home more than we eat out. We are going to go for walks as a gang. We'd love to invite you. And we get sleep. We value sleep here. That's just who we are. And you got 2 years before you can leave if you want to. But while you're here, this is how we do this, and we're going to model this. Okay, you see the difference there? One is an invitation, and one is a demand. And ultimately, as a parent, you always will get to demands at some point, but it's so much better to start with an invitation.
Okay.
And then I think you set up relationship way upstream. What I mean by that is to talk to your wife, your soon-to-be new wife, or your fiancé when she becomes your fiancé, and have things like, I challenge you to a video game once a week, or we have breakfast out on the front porch, just you and her once a week, or I'm going to develop relationship way upstream so that when I do have to have accountability conversations in our home, there's a context to them.
We actually do that now. Once a month, we have like me and her hang out. Like I take her to wherever. I'm like, hey, do you want to do something fun? Or, if my girlfriend's off that weekend, she does it with us. But if not, we keep our plans going, and we'll go to a waterfall, or we go to a library, or have plans together. And it's like just kind of model. Model sounds weird, but I just want to be around her in like a positive influence way. Because
I love that.
She said she hasn't had that really.
You are modeling stability, okay? But I also know how deep this modeling goes. It's you picking up a piece of trash as you walk across a parking lot. It's you tipping really, really well, even when the service wasn't great. And you tell your this young woman, I'm going to honor this woman with a great tip. And you show up when you say you're going to show up, right? You see what I'm saying? Like she's absorbing everything because she's got a part of her brain that is searching for when you're going to leave too. Because that's all she knows is at some point the men in her life pack up and leave. Or they go bananas. And the court says, we're stepping in because you're not safe together. And so you're modeling all the time, which I think is beautiful and great. Once y'all become a family, once y'all move in together and this becomes a family unit here, make that once a week. And it can be as simple as, this is how lame I am. I take my own questions for humans cards. I did it this morning. Once a week, my son and I go to Waffle House and we have breakfast together and we ask questions. This morning, we had a long discussion about what do we want etched on our tombstone. That's one of the questions. In a million years, I would not have gotten there with my 12-year-old son, okay? But it's once a week. It's a context. We talk about our gratitudes. We have little journals that I take with us. And so it's become more of a formal thing. And it is a little eye-rolly. It's so early. I know. And then when we get there, it's incredible. And I learn more about him doing those things. So hang on the line. I'm going to send you all the questions for humans I got, okay? The whole gamut. And you can pick and choose which ones of those you think would be great. There's parents and teens. There are friends. There's any number of them would work for this context, okay?
Thank you. That's awesome.
But I think having some sort of tool, this is just a thing we do together. We have breakfast once a week. And I think that would be really great.
Yeah, that would be awesome because as much as I try to like connect and be around her, she's into much different things than I am,
of course.
Surprisingly enough.
Yes. Well, and that's a good thing, right? And you're not coming in to shape shift any of that stuff, but you are coming in to say, here's what stability looks like. And there's not a thing you can do that's going to push me and or your sister away. Right. And it may be a conversation. No, not maybe. It needs to be a conversation that you have with your soon to be fiance about college planning, about job training, about grades, all those expectations. As a 25-year-old, you're getting launched into it, not in a parent role, but in a supportive adult role. And it's just going to be awkward and weird and challenging for the next few years. I do think any sort of discipline is best done in partnership, but with your gonna-be wife taking the lead on that, because she's got the long-term relationship. She's got custody, all that kind of stuff. Maybe down the road, you and your wife have a conversation about you adopting this young woman. All those things are possible, but I think heading into it is, I'm not your dad, and I'm not going anywhere, right? And I applaud you, brother. I applaud you for already inviting this young woman into your life in an organic way, in a compassionate way, I'm going to be stable, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. That's awesome, AJ. Thank you for loving her. And, dude, come down here, do your proposal. Just be fun. It'll be awesome.